Now at 6, Girard Medical Lodge moves its residents after closure of the facility. We're going to tell you where the residents are going and how Springfield officers are honoring a Kansas City area officer who died in the line of duty.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Medical Lodge in Girard, Kansas is moving 19 residents to their Frontenac location. This is KOAM News at 6. Medical Lodge says it's dealing with a worker shortage. It's a problem for a lot of businesses and an issue we're covering in reports titled Making It Work. Reporter Bronte Sorotsky has more on the Medical Lodge situation.
In a statement that Medical Lodge sent to KOAM, we were informed that an ongoing worker shortage was the reason for the move, and that this will ensure residents will continue to receive the necessary care and services. They responded that the move went smoothly and that all Medical Lodge Girard residents who were moved arrived at the Frontenac location on Wednesday afternoon. We also heard from some on Facebook who were personally affected by the situation, who said that their grandfather was one of the 19 moved and that they felt the move was handled incorrectly. Medical Lodges added that the close proximity has also allowed remaining employees from Medical Lodges in Girard to transfer to the Frontenac location along with the residents.
Bronte Sorotsky, Medical Lodge says the move for both employees and residents will be temporary. Nick Kelly, a beautiful way to head into the weekend.
Yeah, after a great start to the fall season on Wednesday, Dow, we kept that nice streak going. Even with some high cloud cover passing throughout the course of the day, didn't really even lead to much. Even though in our far northwestern counties, these radar echoes might be suggesting rain trying to work in. The problem is, and it's a good problem to have, there might be plenty of moisture upstairs in the clouds, but we have a lot of dry air at the surface, so I am not seeing any of this rain reaching its way down to the ground. And I expect us to stay dry for the rest of the evening, even as we actually have another cold front that's ready to sweep on throughout the course of the night. Fortunately, it's going to keep temperatures in check. Upper 70s to near 80 across much of the region at the top of the 6 o'clock hour. We'll drop to 70 by 8, 62 with mostly clear skies by midnight. And behind this front, Dow, we'll start chilly again in the morning with lows in the mid-50s. We'll see how the rest of the weekend is shaping up here in a bit.
Catch them. Health professionals, veterans, and their family members in Neosho County, Kansas today received training to help prevent veteran suicides. It's called QPR, stands for Question, Persuade, Refer. Like CPR, it's an emergency response, but in this case, it's for veterans in crisis.
And we're losing 22 veterans every day, and that may have been the maximum in 2012, maybe a little bit down to 20 now, but that's still too many. We have a lot of veterans that have done an awful lot for us in the last 20 years. We need to take care of them.
They provided today's training in person and over Zoom. Independence, Missouri police are preparing to honor fallen officer Blaze Madrid Evans, who was killed in the line of duty during his funeral service tomorrow morning. Last night, they paid their respects at his visitation, joined by Springfield police officers, there to honor the fallen officer's final gift to a brother in blue. Reporter Emily Rittman has more.
2 officers from 2 different departments face danger in the line of duty while serving their communities. Independence officer Madrid Evans was shot and killed in the line of duty on September 15th. He had worked just under 18 shifts with the Independence Police Department. He was still completing the field training officer program.
You know, for somebody that's 22 years old to lose their life, everyone's grieving the same. Everyone is, trying to work through it the best they can.
Last June, Springfield, Missouri police officer Mark Preby was severely injured when a suspect intentionally hit him with a vehicle.
We had Officer Preby was hit in the line of duty right outside our police station, was paralyzed.
Officer Preby fought to survive those injuries. Then this year, he learned he needed a new kidney.
Overcoming that and him getting better every day and every month, and then this hits in this year.
The 2 police officers are now forever bonded. Officer Madrid Evans, who was an organ donor, was a match for Officer Preby.
And to have this answered prayer from up here, something very special to us.
Members of the Honor Guard from the Springfield Police Department drove to Independence to thank Officer Madrid Evans and his family for the gift he gave to help another officer.
Thank you. And we can't thank you enough for that, because it's something special. And we hope that they get a chance to come down to Springfield and meet Heather and Mark.
The ray of sunshine that came out of it with the organ donations and being able to save so many other lives.
Law enforcement officers will be beside Madrid Evans' family members as they grieve to show their support.
It shows that he mattered to the community.
Law enforcement officers from Blue Springs, Lee Summit, Sugar Creek, and other departments will help answer 911 calls in Independence tomorrow to allow Independence police officers to attend the funeral and grieve.
Still ahead, a local man has a chance to win big money thanks to his talent and his beard. And we'll take you to a rock show of sorts in Joplin. Nice looking beard. Good thing grooming company Wall is hosting the Most Talented Beard in America contest. All that's required is the contestants have a beard and a talent. Neosho native Daniel Schilling here, he falls into those categories. He has a beard, as you see. He's also a banjo picker. So he entered the contest and is now a finalist in the top 10.
Probably I'd love to take my family on a little vacation. I've got a wife and 2 little girls, but we just bought a house last year, and so that kind of depleted things. We may save it, may go into a college fund, something like that, something responsible.
Yeah, see, he can play. If Daniel wins, he's going to get a $20,000 prize, but he needs you to vote for him. We have a link to the voting site in this story on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Joplin was rocking today, sort of. Rocks, this kind of rock, not rock music. The Gem and Mineral Society and Joplin Parks and Rec hosted the annual Gem and Mineral Expo at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. Vendors from all across the area showed up to talk rocks.
I bought rocks today from other dealers, so it's a very interesting lifelong hobby. I will say that in the many years that I've been collecting, it's harder and harder to collect nowadays because of the laws and rules.
The Gem Show is in its 22nd year. Later, the Kansas City Chiefs will look to rebound this week after their loss to the Ravens. We're going to hear some keys to the game from Mitch Holtis in this week's Minute with Mitch.
Plus, we kept things dry for much of the day. We're still looking okay at 6:10 on this Friday evening. We'll check the rest of the weekend with my forecast next.
No one has ever
Even with cloud cover passing throughout the course of the day and across the area, we kept things pretty quiet as we got this first weekend of fall underway. With that said, though, as we went throughout the course of the late afternoon and even early in this evening, we have noticed a few radar returns suggesting what looks like very light rain trying to work across some of our southeastern Kansas counties, mainly west of US 59. The thing is, though, even though the radar returns may suggest a little bit of light rain trying to reach the ground, they aren't really reaching the ground, because while there's plenty of moisture upstairs near the surface, our humidity values are so low. So that's dry air gobbling up any rain that's trying to make its way down to the ground. So we're thankfully off to a dry start on this Friday evening, and that allowed temperatures to bounce up nicely once again. After starting in the upper 40s yesterday, we topped out at 77 at Joplin Regional yesterday. Upper 50s this morning, and so far the afternoon highs hit about 80 degrees in Joplin. We're still looking pretty good at 7th and Rangeline. We'll call that partly to mostly sunny skies up top. 77 in Joplin. Only feels just a hair warmer. Feels like 78 with that dew point sitting at 50 degrees, but you can see how that really results in the humidity at 39%. So plenty of dry air in place. Not really worried about any rain chances this evening. We're off to a warm start this evening, though. Most of us in the mid to upper 70s, but a few spots like Yates Center, Chanute, Fredonia, Independence, Fredonia, you're trying to hold on to some lower 80s, but temperatures are going to trend downward once again, because even though we're going to stay relatively quiet this evening, we actually have another cold front working through southeastern Kansas right now. That's resulting in a northerly wind kicking in, especially over Chanute. That front is going to drop us to 67 by 10 o'clock, 62 by midnight, and with mostly clear skies behind the front, we'll start chilly on your Saturday morning with lows back around 56. So even though the radar echo is trying to suggest something in southeast Kansas, we are dry here. Better rain chances in northern parts of Missouri, north of US Highway 36. But still, this cold front's on the way through. Won't do much for us this evening except keep temperatures in check. And behind the front, we'll have high pressure keep us quiet for tomorrow. Looking in the upper levels, though, it's nice up around the cooler side of the jet, but the jet seems going to try and head back in our direction. So we have to see temperatures on a warming trend, especially once we hit the tail end of the weekend and into early next week. But here's 7 o'clock. The radar might look like a few showers in our very far northern counties, but again, dry air is going to eat all this up. So we'll be dry to start the football games, and we'll be dry to end the football games at 9 o'clock. But notice how we drop back into the mid-60s. But that's not the coolest that will go. Everyone will drop back into the mid-50s for Saturday morning. Most of us dropping back to 56 degrees with the northeast breeze at 5 to 10. As long as that breeze stays light, though, we'll have no problems heating up again. Thankfully, not too hot, though. 74 by lunchtime, topping out near 80 on your Saturday afternoon. For Sunday, notice how the jet stream kicks back to the north. That sends highs back into the upper 80s. Lower 90s for Monday and Tuesday. We're dry before we see this system out west in the upper levels. Try to bring in some better thunderstorm chances by Wednesday. But we've got plenty of time to see how those rain chances play out, Dal. So we'll keep dry for the time being. And good for the rest of the weekend. 80 tomorrow, 58 Sunday morning, and a high of 88. A bit warm, but still not too bad.
If you were trying to design nice weather for a walk or a cookout or a picnic or to go fishing, you would design one like tomorrow, I think.
That's it.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nick. Coming up in sports, we're going to hear from a Pitt State wide receiver whose family is making the trip from Detroit for tomorrow's Family Day game. Plus, another big night of high school football in the area. Jacob Leonard joins us live from Seneca to preview the Indians' matchup with McDonald County. Next.
$1,000 in cash.
Well, we had hoped to go to Jacob Leonard in Seneca for a live sports report, but this is live TV, and sometimes things don't work out as planned. We don't have that report, but I can tell you this season has already been a special one for the Seneca Indians in their first year under head coach Cody Hilborn. The Indians, they're 3-1 through 4 games after winning just 3 games all of last season. Tonight, a big one for Seneca, hosting the McDonald County Mustangs. Both teams are 3-1. They're tied for second in the Big 8 West behind first place Lamar. Both are scoring about 30 points per game. The biggest difference so far has been on the defensive side. McDonald County giving up just 18 a game so far, while the Indians, they allow nearly 25 per contest. In the COC, Joplin and Carthage both still undefeated at 4-0, and both teams in action tonight. Joplin is at home against Willard, trying to avoid the upset. Carthage aims to do the same tonight against Branson. The Tigers fresh off a big win over Webb City last week. Both of those games begin at 7 o'clock. Now the Pitt State Gorillas, they hit the field against Emporia State tomorrow. It's Family Day for the Gorillas, and it's going to be a special day for wide receiver Jalen Martin, with his family coming from Michigan to watch him play for the first time this season.
Family is important to Pitt State wide receiver Jalen Martin.
I've been through a lot in my life, so my family been there with me every step of the way, whether I was right, wrong, or indifferent. I know they always got my back.
His family will make the trip from Michigan to be there for him again on Saturday.
They coming all the way down from Detroit to come to this one. I can't wait. It's definitely another boost. Energy booster. Is special when they come see me play.
Through 3 games, Martin leads the MIAA in receiving with 252 yards.
He loves to play the game, and he wants to be a well-rounded player. He wants to be able to run the whole route tree. He wants to be able to block for us. You know, we ask him to go in the box and block a lot too. So we've utilized him a lot of different ways, and certainly helps you when you have a guy that can win some one-on-one matchups like he does.
It's always going to be a team effort. Like, a lot of those things that I do, I can't do by myself. Obviously, I need my O-line to block, quarterback to put the ball there, and, you know, all of us to be on the same page. So I credit them more than anything.
Martin is a graduate transfer from Iowa State in his first and final full season with the Gorillas. It's the family atmosphere at PSU that brought him to Southeast Kansas to finish his college career.
I wanted to be somewhere where it was family-oriented, and I felt like after coming on my visit, talking to coach and talking to some of the players, that's kind of what drew me here, and the success and the tradition that's been here. It's been awesome. It's amazing, and it's good to be educated on those things and to come add to it as well. So I feel like this is the best fit for me.
Was Jacob Leonard reporting. Pitt State's game against Emporia State tomorrow night kicks off at 7 p.m. In the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're 1-1 to start the season. Now, last week they fell on the road 36-35 to the Baltimore Ravens. This week they're back at Arrowhead hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. It is Friday night. That means it's time now to hear from the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, in this week's Minute with Mitch.
This week, the Chargers come to town and the comparisons will intensify. The comparisons of Patrick Mahomes to second-year Charger quarterback Justin Herbert. Just like Buffalo did last year with Josh Allen, Baltimore's done it with Lamar Jackson. So there's 4 categories of teams in the NFL when it comes to their quarterbacks. The first is we got the guy. The Chiefs and Seahawks are examples of this, and maybe the only 2. The second category is we think we've got the guy. That's a category of hope. The Chargers, Bills, Ravens, and about 12 others are in this group. The third category is how long can this last? That includes the Packers, Bucks, and Steelers. The final category is we're still trying to figure this out. That includes the Broncos and the remaining 11 teams. It is so good to be in category 1 on this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by Como Jewelry. Every day's game day, Como Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
Sunday's game against the Chargers kicks off at noon right here on KOAM. Before we get to that, though, again, it is a big night of high school football in the 4 states. Join us right back here tonight at 10 for 4-State Friday night. Jacob Leonard, we hope, we presume, will have high school football highlights and scores from all across the area, including that great big one between McDonald County and Seneca, where he is now. That is it for sports. We'll be right back with more news after this.
A Minute with Mitch.
We take time now to honor a local veteran. Staff Sergeant Teddy Sumner served in the U.S. Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. His hometown, Carthage, Missouri. And we are proud to salute Staff Sergeant Teddy Sumner. He's tonight's 4-State hero. Jordan Obby joins us now with a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Tonight at 9, the I-49 connector between Pineville and the Arkansas border is set to officially open. Also, how some veterans are finding new history related to the Revolutionary War while also addressing their own mental trauma. And how walking your dog could help prevent dog dementia. That, of course, much more coming your way tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
Jordan, thanks. Good night to walk your dog or do anything else outside. It's going to be that way through the weekend.
I know, from walking the dog, outdoor exercise, football games, you name it, Dal, we're looking good. Warm start to the evening, but we'll be in the 60s by 10 o'clock or so. We'll have to drop back into the mid-50s for Saturday morning, though, but a quick rebound back near 80 with mostly sunny skies for Saturday, 88 for Sunday. We're dry going into early next week, and we'll hold off on any rain chances until Wednesday.
Looking forward to the weekend. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.
Salon service is provided by the